Okay. All right. Well, thank you guys for coming, and then thank you guys for watching, whoever's watching online. Today, basically, I want to give you a brief overview on Facebook ads, basically leading up to Facebook ads. With Facebook ads, if you've never done it, it's a pretty like semi-complicated platform to use if you've never done it. But with like these like basics, I think you'll have enough to at least like run your first test ads. So first is setting up your profiles. So on Facebook, if you haven't already, a business page is what you're going to be able to actually run ads from versus like a personal page. Does everybody here have a business Facebook page? Yeah, Richard?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. So you're familiar with making it. Basically, you go to the top right on Facebook, you click page, and they make it super easy for you to make a page where you pick your name, your category, which would be real estate agent or real estate team, real estate company, however you want to identify yourself, a description, and then your profile photo banner. If you don't know, the pixels are 820 by 360 is like the optimum size. It's that size because that way you can actually see it on mobile, and then you can see it on desktop also. And then for your profile picture, keep in mind that it's a circle. So whatever you do, make sure you size it up and make sure it looks good on mobile and desktop. Your bio, you want to write something that's, it says something about you, like what you specialize in, whether you specialize in a special area, whether you specialize in condos, homes, new construction, whatever it is. And you want to have your contact info in there also. These are just some samples of, for example, our page. And then I always use the Jills as an example. They're like a big team in Miami that we have a good relationship with via my moving company. And so they have done a fantastic job branding. So that's Danny Hertzberg's page. You can see the logo, tells you what they do, tells you where their office is. And if you look through his content, it's all very good. So setting up your profile. So Instagram for business, do you guys all have a separate Instagram page for your realtor self, if you will? You use your personal?
I didn't do it into one personal, but it is a business profile, but I use it.
Yeah, mine's connected to the business page.
Okay. Yeah, so as long as it's linked, it doesn't necessarily have to be a business profile. It just gives you better like analytics to look at like who your followers are and who's engaging with your stuff. You'll want to connect it to your, like you said, connect it to your Facebook page so that when you post on either Instagram or Facebook, if you choose to, you can post on both platforms at the same time. You want a branded profile and bio. So like a bulleted list with emojis. I know, Anna, your Instagram page is really good. The AM home groups. Yeah. The bio I think is like spot on. And the next thing would be to treat the Instagram kind of like a mini version of your website. So if you have anything like Richard, the video that we did last week where you're talking about specifics for seller tips, you could have your own story highlight about seller tips. You could have a story highlight about buyer tips. So it's kind of just, if you think of it, it's like, it acts just like a website, and it could be like a little database to keep info on there for people that pull you up. Simple and effective strategies on Instagram just to get more followers and get more engagement on your page is to follow hashtags. So like whether it's Orlando Realtor or new home buyer or home shopping or whatever it is, find one hashtag and then start interacting with it. Start liking posts, commenting, engaging in comments is something that people love. Like people love getting like sincere short compliments. So if you just go through those hashtags and say, hey, like beautiful home or whatever it is, a sincere, nice compliment. A little tip, Instagram, if you comment 3 words, I believe, it automatically gives that post like, it's more likely to bump that post to the explore page. So if you can share that with maybe 2 or 3 of your friends and say, hey, like drop a comment on my post, just 3 words or more, because Instagram knows like your typical bot comment of like a few emojis or like 1 word, whatever it is. That's something that works. Liking other people's pictures is something that gets you a following. Inviting friends also on Facebook. You can, personally invite friends on your Facebook page to like it. And then same thing with just following other accounts, maybe drop a message, say, hey, I love your page, really appreciate a follow. And you're not going to get any like immediate business out of that first like follow or whatever it is, but just having them follow you has you pop up on their newsfeed over and over. Those are Danny's Instagram and Facebook pages as an example. So before we talk about the ads and stuff, can't stress enough like how important good content is. And this is something I'll touch on later, but you can't get discouraged by like your first few posts like not getting that much engagement. What you want to do is build like a big body of work so that if and when and if you get to the point where one of your pieces of content pops, people can go to your page and actually scroll down and take in a lot of content that you posted over time. So don't be discouraged if like you post something that you thought was really good, you spent a lot of time on, and you got like 2 likes on it or whatever. It's you want to build, you want to think like long term. I want a body of work that people, whenever I do make something that pops, they can go back and watch it or listen to it. So content ideas, walkthroughs of properties, whether it's your listing or you're taking buyers on showings, live and pre-recorded Q&A. So for example, Realty One Group Corporate, one of their strategies now to promote their franchise offices is to invite them on Instagram Live. And we're doing that today after the training. Is Blake and I will be on a live call with our captain of culture, Wally, who's basically just going to ask us why we chose Realty One, et cetera. And then so he promotes it, the office gets promoted, and we both win. New construction info. So like that's really helpful. People that have never bought new homes, they don't know like, different things that you have to do for new construction specifically. Anything educational on like financing, getting your buyers or sellers to give testimonials. So pictures are really good, but if you can get them doing, giving you like a little snippet of a video, speaking highly of you and like how you did, people usually connect more with that than a picture. Day in the life videos, if you want to share what you're doing as an agent. Comedy. So I don't know if you guys follow that page, The Broke Agent, or any of like the funny Instagram pages, like whatever it is, like that's relatable. You want to post that, and comedy is like a huge way to bring people in. Stuff about Orlando or just general cross promotion. So a lot of the times people say like, oh, well, I don't have an expensive camera, or I don't want to spend a lot of money on like paying a videographer or photographer for production. And really it's super simple what you need, and you just have to get resourceful and creative with it. A smartphone, any kind of editing app. So for photos, like Canva is a great free app. Video editing, if that's not your thing and you're just focusing on real estate and you're busy as it is, I would just recommend you find somebody that can help you editing. Luckily, like you guys in this office, we make videos for you for free, included in just being part of this office. So I would definitely take advantage of that. But if you want to try it on your own, iMovie is a free software. There's a bunch of like really easy to use softwares for video editing on whether it's like Windows Media Player or iMovie, whatever it is. A small tripod will run you like $10 to $30. And then if you want to go the extra mile and you don't want, like, there's really nothing worse than like a shaky video, like where you can't really like see what's going on. It's just like unpleasant to see and you just skip through it. So like if you want to get like a phone stabilizer, so that's a quick investment that can really, really step up your content. And you guys familiar with those? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so something that just basically holds your phone steady, so it's just like a smooth video. And then channel distribution. So there's like a ton of, like, social networks out there. I would say the most important ones are you want to be on Facebook, you want to be on Instagram. And the reason I put LinkedIn is because LinkedIn, if you notice, like organic reach on LinkedIn is really big. Actually, it's a lot easier to get in front of a lot more people than it is when you post on Facebook and Instagram, just because like they're like really saturated platforms. So LinkedIn, I would recommend whatever you post on Facebook, just post the same content on LinkedIn. And then TikTok, I'll admit, like I haven't like dove too deeply into the platform, but it's a huge platform that's exploding. And you don't necessarily have to like, do like little kid dances or whatever it is that most people are doing on TikTok. You can just do whatever your content is. And again, something like LinkedIn, you're just gonna get a lot more like organic exposure. Thinking about your audience. So I think there's 2 strategies you could take with your realtor page, and you could do both or one of the 2. One is to target buyers or sellers. So give information like that's directly like relevant to somebody that's like interested in buying or selling their home, or make content for other realtors and try to establish yourself as their Orlando agent for referrals. I think those are 2 things that you could focus on. And then think in your content providing value. Like it's not so much about like speaking about yourself and just posting salesy posts all the time, but just things that are useful, either useful, funny, entertaining, or educational. And I'm sure you guys have heard this a lot, but basically like it'll only hurt you to post personal opinions on controversial topics. Save that for your personal page if you want to, save that for discussions with your friends, threads. But that's something that will like just limit the amount of potential leads you could get online. So, you guys want me to slow it down? Am I talking too fast?
That's good.
All right. So sponsored posts. Has anybody ran a sponsored post before? So there's sponsored post. Everybody has. Okay. So you guys are like pretty familiar with it, but sponsored posts are different than a Facebook ad set. You'll hear from a lot of people like, oh, don't waste your money on sponsored posts. If you do the ad set, it's better. Yes, but the ad set is like way more time consuming. And if you've never done it, you could sponsor like 10 posts in the time that you run like one Facebook ad set. So for the sake of like practicality, and since you're busy people, a sponsored post is like a useful way to get started in small spending. If you've ran a sponsored post, how many of you have got a post denied or declined, rejected for whatever reason from Facebook? You have? And did you figure out like why?
Yeah, something like that.
So basically they'll say like, if you're promoting like credit, employment, anything elections related or housing, like you have to disclose it and you have to abide by like a different set of rules. And so there's one way to get around it, but if you are specifically like advertising the sale of a house or rental, like homeowners, mortgage insurance, any kind of service really, if you're actually promoting the service like use me as your agent or buy this house, then you have to abide by, you have to click that special category housing, and you have to basically, it limits you, you can't target by age, demographic, you can't target like by specific locations, and then they only let you like target some interests. So it's kind of random, so you won't necessarily know exactly why it got denied, but there is a way around that, and that's to basically include the fair house, the equal housing opportunity logo. So if you are doing a special ad category and you include the equal opportunity housing, then it's more likely to get approved. Also in Facebook's like guidelines, they specify that it doesn't have to be a special ad category if it's educational. So if you're not like, so like the video that we just shot for you and posted on the page is educational, you're informing people about, you know, like insurance and things like that. So it doesn't have to be in that special ad category. It just has to include the Fair Housing Act logo, or in the copy, you have to put like this abides by Fair Housing Act. And then that lets you target your audience a little bit better. And you can play with different interests. Like for a seller or something, I would target homeowners, and to target homeowners, you can think of ideas like what would they be interested in, like Home Depot, Lowe's, home improvement, appliances, house repair, house hunting, anything that you can think of. The best way to do it is just to run one test. You can always save your audience and test different audiences with the same post and see which one does better. And then with Facebook, they make it really easy to basically see how much you're spending and how much reach they expect to, you know, your post to get with the amount that you're spending.
Do they still have those detailed targeting categories? I thought they got rid of them.
They do. So it's not, yeah. So since the whole data scandal, they like reduced the categories, but there's still the interest categories. It's just not as, like you can't get like recent mortgage borrowers, likely to move. There was some that were like a little more specific. So now you have to get a little more creative with it.
Yeah, I remember seeing Zillow and house hunting and that kind of stuff. I'll go back and look again.
Yeah, I did that yesterday. So yeah,
I've
that's,
seen Realtor.com and Zillow, but like you were saying, the really specific stuff they got rid of because of other things.
they got rid of a lot of the stuff that used to work. Facebook ads. So if you've all like you said, you all have run a Facebook ad, like a campaign, ad set, and ads and everything. So there's a ton of research on how to make it better. I could do a whole like class on like specific, you know, going line by line on how to do it. But since you all have done it, for anybody who hasn't done it, you go to business.facebook.com, you create an ad account. Then to that, you link your Facebook pages and your Instagram pages. You add your payment method. If you want to go the extra mile, like, and have it route to your website, you want to create like a specific landing page that's like really simple, so you can capture the leads info. If you have to, I would like hire somebody for that, like to create a landing page to kind of build on your website, because the websites we get are good, but they're like pretty limited as far as like what we can do to them. Then link your Facebook pixel. And lastly, like I said, like if you're gonna, seriously start consistently advertising on Facebook, I'd recommend you hire somebody to manage your ads, because it is really time consuming. Even if you think it's not, like it just takes a lot of time. And if you're busy, you're out there producing, like it would just be better to let somebody that specifically does that focus on that. So yeah, YouTube it. There's tons of like free resources out there about this. 3 quick tips on like how to just post the content. Like just don't overthink it. Nothing's gonna be perfect the first time around. Just build that body of work, so that when somebody finds you, when you do build that perfect piece of content that you've been waiting on, they actually have something to look on. You don't want to wait 6 months to post your first video and it's great and it does amazing, and then somebody finds it and then that's all you have. Like there's nothing else for people to see about you, so they'll quickly lose interest in your page. Just post something. So quick actions you can take today, like based on what we talked about. You could schedule your next headshot if you have like an outdated picture in your profiles. If you have like a blurry picture from your previous phone or something, post a new profile photo, post a status update, something basic, just kind of get yourself back out in the newsfeed if you haven't posted in a while. Shoot a short video. You can shoot it with your phone. You could shoot it on the way home when you get out of this training. Download an editing app. So try Canva. It's free. Like you can make cool little graphics for your photos. Invite friends to like your Facebook page. So if you just go in, you can click one by one, invite your friends that haven't liked it yet, send a little message. Engage with 30 Instagram posts. So just find a hashtag like Orlando Realtor, whatever it is, drop a comment. Just, like it's all like a repetition thing. Like no one day is going to make any like super significant change, but if you keep building on that, like that's how, at least online, you start to get known in the community. And then obviously you have to back that up like in the real world too. And then update your bio and contact info. So there's just quick things that you could do today in 10 minutes or less. And key takeaways. So set up your pages. Everybody here has a Facebook and Instagram page. I would hope most agents already do. But if you don't already have a LinkedIn page, update your LinkedIn page. You could use the same content as your Facebook, whatever it is. It's just, you're going to get a lot more organic reach on your LinkedIn. A lot more people are going to see it than when you post on Facebook without spending any money. Use the free marketing tools. So use social media, keep posting. Don't get discouraged by it. If you don't see like immediate results, just keep on posting and engage. You could just in between your day, spend 5 minutes here and there, like doing a follow, a comment, whatever it is. And then paid advertising. If you're not consistently, already spending, start with like $20 a week or whatever it is. Like find your budget that works for you and just start spending consistently, and you'll see like you will get leads here and there. And be patient. Again, it's not going to be overnight, but it will work. So that's it. You guys, I guess we can open it up for a conversation. Do you guys have any questions or anything I brushed over too fast that you want to talk about?
You said that you do video editing, so how would that work? Would you just send you like footage and you would help us with the editing? Would you come to the office?
We can shoot here, like today after training, we can shoot a quick video out there and I'll get it to you within 2 to 4 weeks.
Okay, because I was thinking more of like maybe getting a GoPro and maybe doing like area updates, like I don't know, like over like Nona, highlighted places.
Yeah, so you can send me your footage too, and I'll help you with an edit also.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, and like this is kind of a pretty like exclusive thing to like our, we're still small. We have a small number of agents, so like I'm like going to be very hands-on and actually physically be helping you with the edits. So like as we get more of this request and more agents and everything, like it's just going to be harder. And so the whole free video production is going to be, I would say, like a somewhat limited thing. So I would take advantage of it like now.
Now for sure.
Yeah.
What about people that do like further headshots instead of having them, they have like a cute picture of a dog or their pet or something? Not good, right?
Probably not for, not for like a business profile photo. You want to like, like something that's recognizable as your logo. Like Blake, for example, has a great like a 2D cartoon cut out of him that he uses across everything. So that's good. That's to me, I see that and that's recognizable. Richard is always wearing the one hat. All his pictures always have the hat. So to me, that's recognizable.
Right.
And I feel like you always wear red. To me, for now, that's what I've picked up. Where a lot of the time you always wear red.
You can be the lady, the red realtor.
Right.
Kind of weird, right?
I have noticed I wear a lot of red. No,
Maybe I'm just thinking of your profile photo and then today, so maybe I'm wrong, but Yeah, just anything that like gets you like instantly recognized, like
But
something.
sticks with them, like Blake is Broker Blake. And
Exactly, the
he
name,
worked with
too.
an agent that, his name was Chuck. And he's trying to come up with like a little logo or something or slogan that people remember. And he had like this big check mark. And underneath it, it said check with Chuck. And then there's Chuck staying there, just this little,
Check
little
with
finger.
Chuck. Love that. Yeah, anything
Check with
catchy.
Chuck.
Yeah.
And then underneath it said your realtor.
I know there's a guy, you maybe you've heard of him, Downtown Daryl,
Oh, yeah.
even though like.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
Remax Town Center. Well, ex Remax.
Yeah, I think he moved it since, but he like everyone like, oh, Downtown Daryl, because he used it so long that like everyone just knows him as
He
that.
moved?
He was at Mainframe for a short bit, I know.
Oh, yeah.
And then he moved, and
Yeah.
then he moved after that. He's in jumping around. I don't even know where he's at now,
Mhm.
but people like know him like in downtown. Oh, it's Downtown Daryl, just because he used it for years, and that's just how people recognize.
Yeah,
him.
don't be afraid to test something new like that you feel is going to be catchy. At first, it's not going to stick because it's brand new, but like you just keep using it, like people will pick up on it.
Good. Let's see, so I really think the LinkedIn is really important for the professional.
Definitely.
I think even more so than like Facebook.
Yeah, and we as an office are going to like reactivate that for recruiting mainly. I think that's going to be, yeah.
Absolutely. And for the website, so you actually think that they should get like somebody to do the website totally, or not use whatever they have here?
If you want to just like take it to the next level, yeah, I would have somebody do your website and like create landing pages, get your SEO up, because like, we as an office, we want to build SEO to bring leads here, but like you as an agent, you want leads to go directly to your website. So having your own, like investing in your own site, or like, it could be simple, like it
But for now,
doesn't have to
for
cost
the
you a lot,
funds,
like.
we have a website that you can utilize through.
Yeah, and it's great. Like when people like from other Realty One groups can go on and they'll see all of your websites and all your bios. I think Richard and Blake have gotten referrals for people just going on the Realty One group website, right? So
Make sure those bios are up to date, like for
Yeah.
sure, like and like have good.
make sure you have a good that's your sales page, your bio, like on Facebook, on
Like, we're
your
gonna-
website, on
And
everything.
Realty One Group, as a franchise, is growing like fast, you guys. So there's gonna be more referrals coming into Orlando.
Yeah.
So you're gonna wanna stand out as one of the agents with a good, up-to-date bio.
Yeah, and a part of our marketing strategy as an office is like we're trying to connect with all the other Realty One groups that we haven't connected with in the past, so that like they know, like, okay, so we have somebody in Orlando, we're going to send them to Realty One, and we hope to start collecting leads that we can dish out to you guys. We'll get a lead here or there. We're getting 1 or 2 leads every couple weeks or something like that.
Yeah, some of them where I admit there are people that like just they go to other areas. Like for example, they'll be like, oh, we're looking at Tampa. It's like, well, we'll give you 0-1.
Yeah, they're not always the best, but like they're
yeah. But if they're local, if they're Central Florida area, of course, we're gonna try to service them. Yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
yeah.
And you guys know not to put anything like racy or too, on your, I had an agent, you guys, I've been doing this for a while. I had an agent that, she was with Sotheby's, and she was posting a bunch of stuff on Facebook and plunging neckline and the whole thing. And I said, call her in the office and say, you want to look professional. And she was using it as a platform for her real estate business. If it had been some other kind of business, then maybe I would have had something maybe to say, but she used, real estate.
Yeah.
So that was not.
Yeah. Hey, if it sells and you're not hurting anybody,
Yeah.
do what you can.
What about, so if we do these social media ads, what about retargeting? My thought is you're doing it long term, so you could put some stuff out there, and
So you
a lot
can
of times people are a year away from listing their house.
Mhm.
So they do a little inquiry and you want to keep feeding them stuff.
So within Facebook ads, you can make retargeting campaigns, and you can upload even like your old client list and create a lookalike audience. It's just for those type of ads, they can't be in the special ad category because they just won't allow you to do all of that. But if it's like purely like educational content, you could do retargeting ads, and you could import your client list and do all that. And that's more like in-depth Facebook ads where like there's a lot of YouTube videos on it. I could help you one-on-one on it if you want to run like a retargeting ad or something. But yeah, that's definitely available.
Yeah, because I've talked to different people about it, and the last guys I was talking to, they said, oh, you have to have 1,000 people in your special audience to do retargeting.
Oh,
And
no.
I'm like, okay.
I guess, yeah. When we do retargeting, I've done it for Nightspeed, and we have well over 1,000 people on the list. So I haven't tried it with a list less than 1,000. That may be true.
Because you're putting it out there, so you put a little seller educational thing, people click on it, and it goes into that goes into that list that you can pull it out with a CSV file and
Mhm.
look at who's in there. But to get 1,000 people from one of those little ads, and it's only 90 days. They only stay in there for 90 days or 180 days or 90 days. So by the time you get like 600 people in there, they're all dropping off the back end.
Yeah.
So, and then I read, there's another thing, real estate, I forget, it's real estate something. It's a special category in Facebook where you don't need to have that many. Well, they'll let you retarget without having 1,000 in there. So then, you kind of go down the rabbit hole trying to keep up with all this stuff.
Yeah.
And I haven't found anybody that really knows what they're talking about in 2 years of talking to people.
Yeah, the thing is like, and I'm not even like I'm really not an in-depth expert with this. Like
Yeah.
that's why I'd recommend like if you really want to like take Facebook ads seriously, just hire a manager that's going to oversee that for you. And then what your job is to make great content that you think will connect. Because you can run ads with like mediocre content and it's just like not going to do that well. Like the content is like the biggest variable, I think.
Right.
And there's experts that what's confusing to us is simple to them, and
Right.
you could just pay them a monthly fee to do that.
I just haven't found that expert that was truly an expert.
Really?
The last guy I got into was this Dave Butler guy that's here local, and we got into an argument on the phone. I told him he's an idiot, he didn't know what he's talking about. I didn't know that he did. And he got mad at me, and I'm like, okay, he's not even in that business anymore. They're all flipping houses or something now.
Yeah, you got to.
He was
make
like
sure-
the Facebook guru for whatever, 6 months until everybody dropped him. And there's another guy, Christian something or other, that did the same thing. He was the guru, and I hired him for
Yeah,
like
check out
$500 a
like
month, and then we got into an argument. He's not even in that business anymore.
Just be careful.
definitely check the reviews before you hire somebody.
You can
Yeah, no
actually
reviews,
go
sorry.
to Fiverr. You can actually go to Fiverr.com and
Uh-huh.
there's just search targeting or odd ads or whatever you want.
Yeah,
And there'll be people that will run your service for $10, $15. People that running Shopify pages,
Uh-huh.
people that like actually know how to do this, and they won't charge you $500.
yeah, I'm just looking for somebody that can do
Yeah.
it. So you're doing retargeting?
Yeah, I did it with buyers and sellers guide. I was getting really good traffic earlier in the year, but
Uh-huh.
now I've seen less traffic because so many realtors are retargeting with buyer guide and seller guide.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
So I did like a custom homeless, so I used the brokerage's website, did a home search in Orlando, $200,000 to $400,000, did the bedrooms and everything, and I did a customized list so they can see the whole inventory in Orlando.
Mhm.
I was getting really good leads with that, but then everyone started using
They were
it. So,
using it.
That's
Now-
actually what was in that real estate thing that I can't remember the name of. They were saying, do this and you can show all the listings
Right, but
on
that's
an
not
IDX
good.
listing for the office. Yeah,
Yeah, now it's that ad is like overused.
yeah,
So you kind of just like whenever things come out, everyone hops on and then it kind of dies out. So you have to like be ahead of the game.
yeah.
So now I noticed pre-listings, listings, and sold is getting a lot. I did it for one of the agents and I got a couple leads off that.
Mhm,
I think I got like 10 leads that are looking to buy before next summer.
mhm. Yeah,
And like, you gotta remember, a lot of those people that are looking to buy have to sell a house too.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Listings also.
Yeah. So